Folks, I've got a question for you. How do you feel about your emotions? How do you feel about them? All of them. The happy feelings, the joyful feelings, the angry feelings, the jealous, envy, greed. All these kind of things. How do you feel about your feelings? Because everybody has them. And how do you feel about your thoughts? You know, all the thoughts that go round in your mind about how you feel about yourself. You know, are you thought well in the minds of others? How people think about you? What are they talking about? How you talk about other people? How you think about other people in your mind? What you think about your life, your family, all these kind of things. All your skills and things. How do you feel about your thoughts and your feelings? And the reason I ask this is because there's a worrying trend. There's a worrying trend in the world at the moment with so many courses, workshops, advice and classes that you can go to fix and sanitise and correct and amend all these different thoughts and feelings that we have, as if there's something fundamentally wrong with being human. And you're thinking, well, you do mindfulness, Mia. Yes. And mindfulness is a way to accept being human. And I'm very aware of, you can go to just about hundreds of classes in every kind of human emotion or thought process possible, and go to them as if you need to fix them, as if, you know, there's something that you need to correct. And there's absolutely nothing that we need to correct about being human. Because, believe it or not, this human system that we have is incredibly intelligent. It's the most intelligent thing ever created, life, and this system. And it's built to recognise, to amend and correct, and to highlight anything that we come in contact with. It's created to help us survive, to keep us safe. And it does that through our senses, through how we interact with our environment, with other people, through our senses. Everything that we feel, that's the first port of call. And it helps us too, it kind of triggers these systems in us that are built to help us understand our environment. Sometimes they make us, sometimes it triggers our threat system. Often it does, when it comes up against something that is new or different. And what do? Well, we rifle through our brain quickly rifles through our memories to see, how do we cope with this situation? How do we cope with this kind of thing that we've come up against? And sometimes we're uncertain about it. But depending on the way that our parents or teachers or whatever have modelled, and how we've interpreted these, the way that they respond to things, well, that helps us, doesn't it? And then there's this trend, and the reason that I'm talking about this, folks, is because there's this trend, and I have to admit, until I understood it better, I was kind of pulled into this myself. This trend about imposter syndrome, about thinking there's something wrong with us, and we have to fix it. And actually, believe it or not, imposter syndrome is just natural part of growing up. It's a part of growing up. And we have it with us all through our life. We have it with us when we move from being an infant into maybe going into nursery, or going into different situations that we're not sure of. We learn new things, don't we? Sometimes we're fearful about learning new things, but we learn new things, we feel confident about new things, and then we go into another transition in our lives. We move from maybe primary school into secondary school. We feel that imposter syndrome again. Because we're learning, we're going into something new, we're learning, we're growing. And our threat protection system gets triggered because it's into something new that it's not sure about. Until we learn and we feel okay about our learning. The more we do it, the more confident we are about it. The more we're exposed to that to help us kind of grow and learn more about what we're learning. It's a natural process. It's not to be feared. It's not to try and sanitise and fix and go and learn how to not be and not have imposter syndrome. It's a natural part of growing up. And do you know something, folks? We should actually embrace it, just like embracing all the emotions and all the different parts of us that is human, because that's telling us, it's giving a message and helping us to understand more about what it is to be human and to use our own intuition to feel okay about ourselves. It's just a natural part of it, and it's not something wrong. So I hope that makes you feel a bit better about things, because that's what we have to do, is start accepting and recognising that every part of us, every emotion, every response, every thought, every part of our system is okay. It's there to help us, folks. Have a good day. Bye for now.